Oi, Kettlehead gang, I'm going to contradict myself knowingly. Choose hardship over delusion, but also choose delusion over hardship. In India, people that are spiritual or people that travel there seeking spirituality, literally, and I mean literally, bro. I've seen it with some of my friends with my own eyes. They make a virtue over their suffering. They want to suffer like the Buddha. Leave their families and go travel and walk over fire or whatever, withstand pain in order to jump out of their delusion or to prove something that they are superhuman or they have cities, these powers. If you choose hardship over delusions, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with it. That is your right. You have the authority to do so. You have every reason to do so, to choose hardship over delusion. And I'm not vice versa. I'm not going to make a case that you should choose delusion over hardship either. My only problem is that you make a virtue of it. Don't make a virtue of your suffering, bro. Don't virtue signal about your suffering. Oh, I'm so hard, David Gorgon. I run 8 miles a day. Why? Because you ain't. You are suffering. And this is the thing I tell people, bro. When you push your body to the limit, yeah, cool. You probably feels good about yourself and you're light and you're probably like much more fitter than a lot of people and you can run ultra marathons. But that is suffering right there on display. People that go to the gym and they check these gym photos. Sure, they're over the delusion of comfort and sitting at home with fat bellies, but you are also advertising your suffering. I know your body had to suffer to go through to in order for the muscles to harden, they had to break. And hardship can also go as somebody who chooses some sort of spiritual life as aesthetic. You know, one half of the world, the one that sits in ice, the people that push their bodies to the limit, a sort of gruesome torture of the human body, both physically and mentally, for spiritual gain, choosing hardship over comfort. Your life should be comfortable. You should be comfortable. But I'm not going to push the fact that you should be comfortable because I'll be looked at as an enemy. Enemy of progress. EP. You know what you are? You are an EP. Enemy of progress. Telling people that exercise is terrible and pushing your mental strength. The Navy SEALs or people that are going to protect the country should be the only people like doing all this hard shit, tying their hands and legs and jumping into the to teach them mental strength. So when they do go into war and those bullets start flying, they don't freak out like schoolgirls or start running the other way. But normal people like us, I would never push my body, bro. Start a gym channel or something and push my body to the limit using steroids or whatever in order that to make you understand I chose hardship over comfort and make motivational videos about them. I feel like this video is going to be hated, but I don't care. I grew up in a time where people like, what's his name? Ease, or whatever his name is. The Australian guy. Ease. Is it Ease? You Myron, bruh? Was a skinny guy. His body is not supposed to be pushed to that limit. You understand? Like his genetics. But he did. He pushed it to the limit. And he used a few whatever. I don't know his full story. And he died young. He made a virtue of his suffering. And televised it to people around the world and told other young men to push themselves too to an early grave. I realized my brother was taking protein shakes, trying to be big. Naturally, bro, I'm that person who I can just go for a walk and my body starts sculpting itself. I have six pack, bro, and I don't do no exercise whatsoever. If I wasn't genetically gifted, I would still do the same thing. I would not try to take protein shakes and try to put on bulky and look better. What for? so I can appeal sexually to the opposite sex, so I can feel good about myself. You may think that this is delusional to just not exercise at all and think that the human body is at peace, is beautiful the way it is. I don't need to go run like an athlete. Unless you're an athlete and that's the way you're making money, then go ahead, bro. But if you're just doing it because you're bored and you want to communicate to other people that you have overcome hardship, so you chose hardship over the delusion of comfort. You're not my type of person, bro. You're not. I don't know. This video is going nowhere, but choosing hardship over comfort, I'm against that. That's the one thing I'm against. Everything is permissible to me, except when you try to communicate to people to make a virtue of their suffering and televise it to everyone else. Is that what I'm doing? Do you think not working out is dying? Or am I just lucky that I have the body of someone with 96 kilos and like lean muscle from just walking from time to time? I don't do push-ups, I don't do nothing. And if I was skinny, I would remain the same. The only thing I do sometimes is practice martial art because I know one day someone might challenge me. It happens a lot anyway. Not that I seek it, but it's just good to protect yourself. And then you just boom, 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 lay someone out. People just go, whoa, I don't want to fight that guy. That's the only exercise I probably do is just practicing martial art, shadow boxing, kicking something, and teaching my little brother to do fighting styles and how to kick properly and forms and defense. That's about it. The moment I start running and doing all of these over the top things, all I'm doing is just making a virtue of my suffering. The body is already at peace and you're going to push it to the limit for others' entertainment. But I'm not even complaining, bro. This is the thing you need to get. The whole point of this video is I love your suffering. Everything, every form of entertainment we have is suffering, is other people suffering. Somebody suffering in the favelas, in Brazil somewhere, in Rio de Janeiro, somebody suffering in Africa somewhere, and you go with your camera and you film it. Someone suffering in a gym and they look swollen and you watch it and you want to be like them. Somewhere, somehow, some people are suffering and we put a camera right then and there and we enjoy their suffering. We make a virtue of their suffering. Don't be the guy who makes a virtue over their suffering and think you chose hardship over comfort and you're a macho man. Ho 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 ho. Macho, big man. Get out of here, bro.